Well, happy holidays to all my friends. I have already written and posted in the Facebook that I would like to help those music lovers who are keen on understanding the raga, basics of raga and basics of tal, if they want to fully enjoy a concert. I thought that I would give them some instructions which will help them to understand both the ragas and the talas. As you know, tal is only a beat. So a tal can consist of 16 beats and will become teen tal. But a theka is something which you play to occupy those 16 beats, and the manner of playing it can differ from player to player. So if you play a simple teen tal, it will just be dha, din, da, din, da, tin, ta, din, da. But if you continue to play like this, it will be very monotonous. So what we do is we embellish this theka, maintaining the same beats. So simply we can do this instead of da, din, da, din, da, etc. We will say da, traka din, da, taka da, din, da, taka da, taka tin, tak, taka din, da, tin, taka da, din, da, taka din, da, tin, da, tin, taka din, da, taka da. So now if you want to understand what is happening there, it might be good to understand the language of tabla. Now, tabla has a language which is a little different from the languages as we know. Tabla being a very small instrument, daya, which is the right hand instrument, is only 6 inches or 5.5 inch diameter. Now, how many things can you produce on it? Just a few notes. But the old timers, the masters, have managed to produce a number of sounds which phonetically more or less sound like the alphabets as we speak. So there are certain sounds which are produced on the daya. Now in my case, I am a left-hander, so it will be on my left side. And on the baya, which is on my right side, so there are a few notes produced there individually. But then there are notes which are produced as a combination of these two, and they will represent a different alphabet. So I will start with the basic alphabets on the daya. So what are they? The first one is na, which is played on this kinar or chati. Then this is not only called na, but also called ta, depending upon how you pronounce a particular phrase. So you can say that this is na or ta. Then if you play on this white portion which is called lav, then it becomes tin. So you can differentiate between na and tin by just listening to the sound. Na, tin, tin, na, tin, tin, na. Then we have 3 sounds on the syahi. Now these 3 sounds make use of 3 fingers. You see, there could be this finger, which is the ring finger, the middle finger, and the forefinger. Now these sounds are fairly interchangeable. Now normally a ta will be denoted by this middle finger. But many times we use forefinger for producing the ta. And there have been times when we produce ta with this finger also. Then there are a number of other ways of producing it, like for example these 2 fingers also can produce ta, and all these 3 fingers together can produce a ta which almost sounds like a pak. I will tell you why it is necessary to use one of these fingers to produce a particular phrase. I'll tell you that later. Okay, then we have an alphabet called tun. So it is, which is a sound which is produced in this direction away from the center and also sounds like tun. But very often, for certain production of phrases, this can be replaced by tin. But by and large, this becomes tun. Then we have din, or din is you take these 4 fingers and just hit it in the center. Then we have tira tira. So this is you use the entire palm and hit from this end and that end, and it produces ti ra ti ra ti ra ti ra ti ra ti ra. Then we have a small note called dinga. So it goes like this. So it is almost like tun, and closing this with a ta. So you could say tun ta, but it is not tun ta. When you play like this, it is dinga. So dinga dinga will be. Then you have an unusual sound which normally a good player will not play, but it is called chak. So you play between the original na and tin. So somewhere here you play and you muffle the sound, so it becomes chak. It is also called chipki. This particular sound you hear these days by many players who play light music. But otherwise, in the traditional classical production, chipki is not a very common sound. Okay, then you have very rarely played stroke which is called thap. Now this comes basically from pakhavas, but it is a very effective stroke while playing tabla. Even in solo, Tirukwa used to use this stroke usually in the sixth matra, sixth beat. You can play it in laggis, and you can play it in a lot of guts, particularly where there is a bowl called ta-dha. So ta will be usually a loud thap. So more or less these are the words which come on the daya. Now on the baya, you have basically 2 or 3 sounds. So you have, that could be g or gh or ghe, depending upon where you use it in what phrase. So you can have ge ge tita or ga di gana. So it can be g or ghe or gh. Then you have ki ka ke. So you have ki ka or ke. So you have ga, ge, ge, ki, ka, ke. But now there are a few variations here which cannot be represented phonetically in a bowl or a phrase. For example, you can have a ghumara. So if you hit like this, it's a ghumara. Then you can hit close stroke of gha. Then you can have a gisit, which you see more in Banaras players. So they will give a stroke and rub the heel of the palm on the syai. So it will be. So this is called gisit or gisi. Then you have a mind. That means you play kumara and then press the heel so as to create a mind like this. Then on the ka side, you have one ka like this. Sometimes for giving a pronounced effect, you play ka here or ka. Then sometimes as a fast movement, you don't have time to open your palm. Then you can play ka here. Particularly if there are 2 kakas, then it could be this. But then you can play it like this also. So these are the various sounds on individual instruments. Now let us see what are the sounds on instruments together. So if this is na or ta, combined with the baya, it becomes dha. Then this tin combined with the baya becomes dhin. Then this tun combined with the baya becomes thun. Then this tira tira becomes dhira dhira. Tira tira, dhira dhira. Then there is a often used bowl called ghadan. So you say gha, you can use even thap, you can do that, or you can so this becomes ghadan. Then kadan will be that will be kadan. Then there is a bowl called dhita. So the ta combined with this gha will be dhi ta. So this can be ti, this can be ta, this can be ra, this can be ti, this can be ta, and this can be ra. This can be ta. Basically this can be ta. And sometimes maybe ti, but usually ta. This can be ta also, this can be ta also. So the words ra, ta, ta are used by all these three fingers individually, together, etc. So now let us see some commonly used words. So you have a phrase called tira kita. So what is that? This is ti, this is ra, this is ka, and then it could be ta. So, but then if you want to play fast, or if you want to show some pressure or higher sound, then you would play ti, ra, ki, and these two fingers, ta, ti, ra, ki, ta. Then there are some times when you have to play ti, ra, ki, ta like this, ti, ra, ki, ta. Okay, then you have to play sometimes ti, ra, ki, ta like ti, ra, ki, ta, ti, ra, ki, ta. So why do you have to play ti, ra, ki, ta like this? Because if you want to repeat ti, ra, ki, ta twice or thrice or 4 times, then it is difficult to do any other way. For example, if you say ti, ra, ki, ta, it will be. So it is difficult to, you end with ta and then again you have to play this ti. If you want to play with these two fingers, ti, ra, ki, ta, ti, ra, ki, ta, ti, ra, ki, ta, ti, ra, ki, ta. So it becomes difficult. But if you play ti, ra, ki, ta, then you can play in sequence. So this way you can play ti, ra, ki, ta successively at a fast speed. Then the commonly used another phrase is dha, dha, tunna. So it is dha, dha, tunna, ta, ta, tunna, dha, dha, tunna, ta, ta, tunna. Then you have kitatak thun thun. Usually this is the bowl which is in Kathak dance. So kitataka thun thun. Now you may have observed that when I play kitataka thun thun, I don't have too much time to play ka in a full palm position. So if I play kitataka thun thun, this is difficult. But if I play ka like this, then it becomes easier. Kitataka. So you will see that one ka is played here. Then another word which is very common, borrowed from Pakhavas, is titakata gadigana. So it is ti, ta, ka, ta, ga, di, ga, na. Sometimes you play titakata gadigana, that is then there is a difference, dhagena, and there is also a dhagina. Dhagina, dhagina, dhari. Dhagina, dhagina, dhari, dhagina, 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 dhagina. So it becomes dhagina. Then you are gentirikatak. Then you have gegenana. Gegenana. Then you have kekenana. Then you have dhatin dhada. If two dhadas come and one is played as dha and the other is played as na, we call it dhada. So dhatin dhada. Then of course you have dhet dhet. It is dhi and ga together. Now kada dhet, dhet dhet, kada dhet. These are usually the bowls which come on pakhavas and used widely by Lucknow Gharana. Well, there is one other very delightful sound which is a short form of tirakita, and it is called traka. So you can say dha tirakita, or you can say dhatraka. These two are nearly the same, but dhatraka in some bowls is more attractive than dhatirakita. Now if you say dhatraka dinam, so the traka is more attractive than tirakita. Well, this is more or less the alphabets and the language of tabla. So if you remember some of this, you will be able to understand the various thekas, because thekas normally are much less complicated than what I have given you here, because basically if I say trital, then it will be dha, din, din, dha, dha, din, din, dha, dha, tin, tin, ta, ta, din, din, ta. I have given you all these words. Then if you take dadra, then dha, din, na, dha, din, na, dha, din, na, dha, din, na. So more or less all the tals you can play with the basic bowls. The question comes as to when you have to embellish them. So one need not get worried about the embellishment, because we, while playing tabla, are used to mentally calculate and then execute a particular phrase. Now that phrase may not follow a particular stroke, but at the end of it you will find that it comes on the right stroke. So that will need a certain amount of understanding of this system. But as a beginner, as a music lover, it should be easy and sufficient for you to know the basic sounds. Okay, then this first lesson is over. Then I will have another 10 to 12 lessons giving you various tals and embellishments and some background about these tals. Have a good day.